Hello everyone, welcome back to Tuesdays with Tom. My name's Tom Hamp and I'm a business coach with Advocoach up in Michigan. And what we do is that this is a Facebook Live session, and in this live session it's called Tuesdays with Tom. We talk about business issues, things that have to do with business, whether they be from ownership issues, or everyday occurrences of things or issues with business. Before we get any further, let me talk a little bit about the guys that make me look good, and that is Cold Box Live. This episode of Tuesdays with Tom is brought to you by Cold Box Live. Cold Box Live is a professional live streaming service that takes your live videos to the next level using professional production equipment, clear audio, and graphics like nameplates, logos, and more. If you'd like to take the hassle out of your next live video and look professional on screen, visit the link right here to learn more and book your session today. So we want to thank you for viewing today. There's a couple things that we ask you to kind of do to participate, and that is ask questions. Let us know some questions that you have either on this topic or other topics. And if you're not listening or watching live, certainly ask questions in the comment boxes, and then we'll get back to you on the answers when we get a chance. That's usually within 24 hours, so certainly don't be shy about asking questions. And also share this video with others, people that are in business, owners, people that you think could benefit from this information. We try to share and be out and in front of most topics, and today is no exception. Before we get started though, we want to give the proper kudos to the book, The Leadership Challenge by James Kouzes and Barry Posner. It's in its 6th edition. Almost all the content today that you hear and watch will be from that book, The Leadership Challenge. It's a great book. Like I said, it's in its 6th edition. It's one of those texts that really has stood the test of time. A lot of good research information in there. So again, most of the information today comes out of that text. Just a quick review of the 5 practices of exemplary leadership. We've already talked about model the way. We've talked last week about inspire to shared vision. Today we'll talk about challenge the process. In the upcoming videos, we'll talk about enable others to act and encouraging the heart. So those are the 5 practices of exemplary leadership. So one of the things that we hope that you take from today's session is how change requires leadership. We know that's not easy. To be adventurous in your business and during the workday and other opportunities that might present itself, and then create a culture of trust so people can open up and challenge things in your organization. So let's talk a little bit about challenging the process. The first area that we really want to talk about is seize the initiative. We want to meet the challenge of change because there's a lot of challenges, and it's not just you can wave a magic wand and change happens. It's a process. You have to keep in. So that's really the challenge of change, is that when you want to change a direction of the organization or a piece of the organization, you have to get help, and that is by the people that you employ. So leadership is inextricably connected with the process of innovation. So you want to create that opportunity for people to share and innovate, and the only way to do that is by creating that culture where they feel safe to be able to give you great ideas, and that might be counterculture or counterproductive to what you've thought the direction of an organization should go. So make sure that you create that open context to where people can share, and it's safe to share. The more frequently people see their leader searching outside the formal boundaries of his or her organization, the more strongly they agree that their leader is effective. So you yourself have to go out and look for ways to change your company. Just sitting pat is a recipe for hardship, some additional challenges. So always be looking for ways to challenge your company, innovate, and move in a different direction if possible. So certainly we want to seize the initiative. We want to make something happen. So, and this goes all the way through the organization. This isn't just the CEO or the C-suite. This is for everybody. We want to work beyond our job description. We want to be proactive. We're looking for opportunities to make something happen. So it's not just about doing your job. It's about finding new opportunities within your organization to move you in a different direction or into a higher level. We want to encourage initiative in others. In this situation, we want to challenge direct reports to increase their willingness to work hard. So when we challenge direct reports in a positive way, the work now becomes challenging. It doesn't become the same old thing that we've always done. And we often find that amongst constituents is that they're just punching in and out on a day-to-day basis. Challenge them. If you see an area where you can have an employee do additional things, they should be looking for additional things as well. But open up that dialogue, find out additional skills that they may have, and that they can expand their skills within your workplace and make everybody around them more efficient and better. We want to challenge the purpose. We just don't challenge. A lot of times we hear that supervisors, owners, presidents, CEOs challenge just for challenge sake, to keep people on their toes. That's not it, folks. We want to challenge for meaning and purpose. We want to make sure that when we challenge people that we can help draw them to that challenge or purpose and go in a new direction. So keep that in mind when we're challenged. We're not just challenging for challenge sake. We want to challenge for purpose and meaning. Exercise outside. That seems an odd word or odd phrase because we've always talked about insight, right? Insight into something. But exercise outside is a different type of context. So let me give you some context on that. Is that there's a saying in the book about never turning your back on the ocean, and what that means is that you never know when a rogue wave could wash over you at an unforeseen moment. So we want to keep our eyes and ears open on what's happening outside the company. So we want to scan the external realities of what's going on and make sure we can capitalize on those opportunities. And this isn't just, again, for CEOs. This is for anybody in the company. Make sure you're looking for opportunities outside your comfort zones. So look outside your experience. Be out and about, making yourself knowledgeable. Some examples could be checking the morning news. If you're not into that, no problem, but checking the morning news, see what's going on in current issues, dropping by colleagues' offices to kind of get a quick catch up on news and things that are happening, walking the hallways of a plant or site or the office hallways as well. You're just trying to get some information, and then going to the cafeteria for coffee or lunch with peers. Again, engaging in conversation, find out what's current, what's going on, and really understanding the buzz so that we can be, we can capitalize on those opportunities if one comes in front of you. Listen to and promote diverse perspectives. What this means is that there's probably some people in your office or in your workplace that have some outlandish ideas or things that come out of left field. Or there might be even people that frustrate you. But try to give them an opportunity to put things on the table. You just never know where that next idea comes from. We also talk about some of the old standard operating procedures. And not that those probably haven't served you well and gotten you to where you are today, but some of them could be getting old, and maybe it's time to refresh those. So, and also standing operating procedures may not work during turbulent times. So we want to take some time to possibly look at each one of those, refresh if we need to, because things have changed, employee culture, attitudes have changed. Again, try to take a look at your standing operating procedures to see what's going on, and maybe we can move in a different direction that way. It also says that research shows that higher performing groups had a significantly more communication with people outside their current comfortable group. So think about that. Make sure that people are getting information from outside their comfort zones. They will be more successful as a team. We want to treat every job as an adventure. Much of the work we do is assigned by managers, other people. Position descriptions have been put in place, and it kind of gets mundane. As a worker, look at the work you do as an adventure. Understand what needs to happen. Try to make it fun if you can, but also understand that if it's a struggle, and kind of walk you through that struggle. Help understand, because as we struggle, we seem to learn the most. We are more open to take instruction and learn because we get frustrated, we get agitated, we want to understand how we can do things better. So that's the best time to learn. We want to experiment and take risks. Certainly when we talk about challenging the process, we just don't want to stand pat. We want to do things that have possibly never been done before. Get others to join you. There's numerous examples in the world about how things have come about because people have challenged different ideals. So do things that have never been done and try to get others to join you, strengthen numbers. So again, don't just sit pat and do the same things each day. How do we do this? Well, we kind of generate small wins. Try to get your people, the people that are following you, to experience small wins. That gets everybody excited. You get juiced, you get some passion rolled up, and then that thing starts to steamroll. So we want to make progress incrementally. This certainly increases the leader's effectiveness rating and following, because people that succeed, other people are gravitate toward those leaders naturally. So get some small wins under the belt, get some small wins under the belt of your constituents, and things start to roll and go in a positive direction. There's such a thing that we call in the book, or that they call in the book, psychological hardiness. And the nice thing about this is it can be learned and supported. So when we get adverse or we run into some challenges or roadblocks, some people can shut down, stop, and say it's too difficult, I'm not going to try that. So what we want to try to do is come up with a system to help us learn what this skill is. And there's three different areas how we turn this adversity into advantage. First, commitment. We want to commit ourselves to what is happening, so we want to get involved, engaged, and curious about the issue. We want to control, so we want to make sure we slow down enough to kind of control our emotions in our life, understanding what's happening, and then challenge, opportunity to learn from both the negative and the positive experience of what this challenge is. Again, as I said before, we learn the best in times where we've possibly failed or have some negative issues with some challenges. Stop and understand what those are, learn from those so that we don't repeat those, and then go forward. And then break it down and accentuate progress. Small, doable actions. So we want to break the whole challenge down and succeed in baby steps at first, and then we try to pick up speed and hit the challenge head on. So we want to, the last area as far as the challenge, the process, is we want to learn from experience, right? It's kind of been building there. You will sometimes fail. It's going to be one of those things that not everybody's successful 100% of the time. So you sometimes will fail. So be that active learner. More rather than less, engaged in learning, made the greatest use of those leaders that were more rather than less engaged in learning, made the greatest use of the 5 practices of exemplary leadership. So during those times where we're not super successful, understand what that is, learn from it, and again, we will learn from those going forward, and we won't repeat those mistakes. This also includes creating a climate for learning. So we want to have trust. We want to make sure that you build this culture to where everyone around you is safe. They feel that if they contribute, that they feel safe around the discussion, around you, that you won't turn back their ideas, that it's safe to put almost anything on the table. Thanks, Cooper, for showing up today. Appreciate you joining us on the session. Number 3 is strengthen resilience and grit. Can't let setbacks get you down. I know there's probably, it's easier said than done. I can say don't feel this way, but you will have to kind of feel it first. You want to feel that disappointment or that failure. Give yourself a small amount of time to kind of feel it, and so that you can kind of bounce back as quick as you can. But don't waste these tough times. Again, enjoy the adversity if you can. I know that's kind of an interesting way to put that, but enjoy the adversity of the challenge you're going through. Understand what it is, what positives you can take out of it to move forward. It's a building block, right? So use these and build on these experiences going forward. So we've kind of changed the format on Tuesdays with Toms. We're not going to do it every week. We're going to do it every other week or every 2 weeks. So that'll change. We won't see you next week. We'll see you in 2 weeks. We will discuss the next practice of exemplary leadership called Enable Others to Act. A little bit of a recap of our discussion today, some of the things that we hope you've taken with you. 1, how change requires leadership. and being able to get other people to bring them with you to buy in to what your change is all about. Be adventurous, try different things. You don't move the company forward unless you're trying different things, especially those ideas that possibly could come from outside your organization. And then last but not least, create a culture of trust so that people can be open and challenge things within your own organization, that they feel good about bringing every crazy idea. And some, you never know, some of them may possibly work. So once again, thank you for joining us. This is Tom Hamp, a business coach with Advocoach of Michigan. This was Facebook Live. It's called Tuesdays with Tom. We want to once again thank you to our sponsor today called Cold Box Live. This episode, as in every episode, is brought to you by Cold Box Live. Cold Box Live is a professional live streaming service that takes your live videos to the next level using professional production equipment, clear audio and graphics like nameplates, logos, and more. If you'd like to take the hassle out of your next live video and look professional on screen, visit the link right here to learn more and book your session today. So thank you so much for that, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Have a great day.